Niwaka Festival was an annual highlight of life in the bustling metropolis of Edo, now known as Tokyo. While histories of drag often touch upon the glamorous contribution of Edo's leading onnagata, male actors performing female roles in the popular theatre kabuki, the performances at the Niwaka Festival, once held in Edo's Yoshiwara district, have largely been overlooked. Perhaps these too have a place in the history of drag. The word drag is first recorded being used to describe men donning the costumes of women in the London-published Reynolds newspaper in 1870. As an art, drag is today celebrated for its ability to challenge social norms as it entertains, and drag queens and drag kings, performers wearing masculine drag, deliver shows as rebellious and radical as they are glamorous. The precursors of drag are often traced to the theatre. Much as it was in Shakespearean England and ancient Greece, in Edo period Japan, female roles were played by men. Here, actor Iwai Kiyotaro II cuts an elegant silhouette as Oishi, the wife of one of the principal protagonists in the vendetta drama Chushingura. Today still, Japan's kabuki theatre retains an all-male cast. What makes this all the more interesting is that the first presentations to be called kabuki were performed by women, who donned masculine clothes to dance and act on the riverbanks of Kyoto at the beginning of the 17th century. When these burlesques evolved into a rowdy showcase for more intimate services, women were banned from acting on stage. Instead, male actors known as onnagata took on female roles. The typical hairstyle of an adult man in Edo period Japan involved shaving the top of the head. On stage, male actors performing female roles wore a purple cloth that hid their bald patch. Often seen in actor prints, this became part of onnagata tradition and was kept even when a wig was worn. While the kabuki stage became the preserve of men, the Niwaka Festival spun things on their head. Niwaka was one of several festivals held through the year in the Yoshiwara, Edo's licensed brothel district. Niwaka was held in the 8th month and honoured Kurosuke Inari, patron deity of the Yoshiwara. Among its diversions, the festival won especial acclaim for its dazzling dances, floats, and skits that featured women cross-dressing as men. From more spontaneous beginnings in the early to mid-18th century, the Niwaka Festival was revived in 1776 in elaborate style. At that time, the brothel keepers of the Yoshiwara were looking to boost the district's fortunes. As they sought to bring in the crowds and attract customers, printmakers too played a part in engaging audiences. The dancers and singers pictured in Niwaka Festival prints were often trained entertainers called geisha. Dressing as men to rework scenes from theatrical dramas and popular dances, these geisha created a sensation. Here, a group of geisha recreate the dances of messengers of Kashima Shrine. Their names are listed across the top of the print: Ine, Now, Kano, Suka, Ima, Kaku, and Taki. Niwaka's beautiful cross-dressing dancers did not go so far as shaving their heads. Instead, they adopted the hairstyle of Edo's fashionable male youths, wakashu, flicking their top knots forward and fanning out their forelocks. With one shoulder stylishly loosened from the outer robe, a slender masculine sash and scarf tied at the neck complete the look. The hats and canes worn by the dancers in this Niwaka print costume them as zato, members of Japan's blind community. In the Edo period and before, men and women with visual impairment affiliated to guilds. The character of a blind zato, a low-ranking member of the men's guild, was sometimes included in kabuki plays to showcase skill in dance. Borrowing from kabuki, a stage from which women were banned, the female geisha who dressed and danced in male attire at Niwaka were able to play against social norms, albeit within the restricted quarters of Edo's brothel district. The individual performers of Niwaka might not have secured the same celebrity status as the stars of kabuki, but the prints created during Japan's Edo period reveal playful performances filled with energy, glamour, and style. Their story too merits consideration for addition to the glittering and global history of what is now celebrated as drag.